Get back to where we once came from. Get back. Get back. Get back to where you once belonged. 1 Corinthians. I bind that music. Well, I don't know what you're binding. I don't know. That depends on where you're coming from. Don't bind loose. Maybe you should be loosing instead of binding. 1 Corinthians 11:28. Watch this. For this reason, I'm sorry I left this out. For verse 30. Rav Shaul says, I am convinced nothing is clean and unclean in itself. It's what you do with it that makes it clean and unclean. 1 Corinthians 11, I left this out. 30. For this reason many are weak and sick among you, and many are dead. Look at me. What reason? Well, one thing is we have issues in our heart against our brothers, unforgiveness, and if we don't come clean at Pesach and get all the leaven out during Chag Matzot, does that application apply? Yes, that application applies. Take all the ought we have against our brothers and our sisters, get it out, confess it, put it under the blood of Yeshua. And that's one way of getting out the chametz, the leaven. But another way to look at this is this. If we don't discern that his body is the body of Yahweh and not the body of Miriam and Joseph or Miriam and Jehovah, that's even worse. That Jehovah, whoever that is, in Hebrew it means the destroyer. Don't tell me Yahweh is called the destroyer. We don't believe in Jehovah. There's a Hebrew word, Yahovah, means the destroyer. So no way that Yehovah, whatever you call Yahweh, slept with Miriam and half human, half man. That's exactly what happened in Genesis. There were giants in the earth in those days. And the sons of Yahweh saw the daughters of women, the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they went into the daughters of men, meaning fallen angels had sexual intercourse with the daughters of women, and in order to produce half men and half deity beings. And the word of Yahweh says they were giants in the earth. Half demons and half human beings. And then you want to come and teach about a dual nature Messiah. The Muslims are so busy laughing, they'll never get saved. The Jews are so busy laughing, they'll never get saved. Take your pick. Either he's Yahweh or he's a man. Which one? That's one reason a lot of Muslims and Jews don't get saved. Because we're giving them the Wonder Bread version of Mashiach instead of the whole wheat unleavened Mashiach. And if you and I don't learn to discern, notice, the body that Yeshua had prepared, that it was the body, flesh, and spirit of Yahweh, many can get weak and sick and die. Why do so many people get sick and die during communion season? I don't know, I'm not Yahweh. I don't know. But I do know what is written. It says we have to discern what kind of Mashiach we are partaking in. Is it the kind of Genesis 6 where the devil made humanity half demon, half spirit, and half man? Or is he 100% spirit? Yeshua says, I am spirit and I am life. And the words that I speak unto you, they are ruach and they are chayim, somebody. Amen. 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 Makes me want to cry. That's embarrassing. I hope you never have to do this in public. But I got no choice. What do you want me to do? Run under a desk? Now we can go back to Yochanan. So, some are sick. Some are weak. Some are dead. Because we have not rightly discerned the body of Yahweh. It's not the body of Mary. It's not the human body that he came into the world. It is Yahweh's flesh, Yahweh's blood, Yahweh's spirit. If we discern discern rightly, we can prevent disease, sickness, and weakness among us. That's not the only reason, but it sure looks like one of the reasons.
Amen. Amen.
Is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
You could have fooled me. YP, are you with me? We've got the beat. YP, are you with me? Thank you. Praise Yahweh for the horn in Sion. Yochanan 6:48. I am the lechem of the Chaim. Your avot did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the lechem that comes down from the Shemayim, that a man may eat of it and not die. I am the living lechem who came down from the Shemayim, not from the earth. Hamotzi lechem min hashamayim, Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min hashamayim. Maybe we ought to start praying that also.
Amen. Amen.
Blessed are you, Yahweh Elohim, King of the universe, who bring forth down bread, Yeshua from the Shemayim. I am the living lechem, the whole wheat unleavened bread. If any man eats this lechem, he will live leolam va'ed. And the lechem that I give is my flesh, which I give for the olam hazeh. We talked about that the other day. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my dam has eternal chayim. And I will raise him up on the last day. My flesh is meat indeed, my dam is drink indeed. He that eats my flesh and drinks my dam dwells in me and I in him. Listen, if Yeshua had a human nature, he's teaching us to be cannibals. But if he didn't have a human nature, he's teaching us that it is kosher to eat the flesh of Yeshua, because it was a body that was prepared for him by Yahweh.
Amen.
We are rightfully discerning that he's not teaching cannibalism. We are rightfully discerning the body and blood of Yeshua. So that we're not weak, sick, and dead. When Yeshua asks us to eat his flesh and drink his blood, he's saying this is kosher. It doesn't come from the earth, from the first Adam. It comes from the Shemayim and from the second Adam, who was Yeshua HaMashiach, the second Adam. Yeshua is the bread from heaven, not the bread from the dust. Yeshua went to great lengths to explain this to us many times. We see that in Luke 24:27. Turn there quickly. Luke 24:27. Luca. Is anyone enjoying?
Amen. Amen.
I said, is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
Luke.
Amen.
The whole wheat unleavened bread, part 2. 24:27. And beginning in Moshe Rabbeinu and all the Nevi'im, he expounded to them the Kitvei HaKadosh of the things concerning himself. He existed way back when. He goes through the greatest yeshiva, going down to verse 49. Yochanan 5:46. Yeshua teaches us the same thing. See what it says. Yochanan 5:46. If you believed in Moshe in the Torah, you'd also believe in me. He wrote about me. If you don't believe him, how are you going to believe me? And so on and so on. Yochanan 14:10. Yochanan 14. Do you not believe? Now hear me. I have read this so many times and I've missed the meaning of what Yahweh is trying to say. Yeshua is saying, if you abide in me and I abide in you, and you abide in him and he abide in you, and you know who's on first, okay? And we take that and we spiritualize it. You abide in me, I abide in you, we abide in him, he abides in us, right? And we tend to spiritualize it, right? Now let's do this literal. Turn to your neighbor and say, let's get literal. Not literal, literal. Let's get literal. Yochanan 14:10. Do you, now let me ask you, those of you who still believe in a dual nature Messiah, 100% God and 100% man, let me ask you this. Do you not believe that Yeshua is in the Abba and the Abba is in Yeshua? The words I speak to you, I speak not by myself, but the Abba who dwells in me, he does the works.
Amen.
Believe me that I am in the Abba and the Abba is in me, or else believe me because of the works. Amen and amen I say to you, he that believes on me, the works that I do, that he shall do, and greater works shall he do, because I go to my Father. So, do we believe that the Father is in him 1,000,000%?